So let's get into some of those nutrition basics. So to me, diet is two things, and that's why I said diet and nutrition. We want to remove the offending foods, and this is often what you hear with autism diets. Remove gluten, remove casein, maybe remove soy or starches. And that's a key first step, because if you think of any of us, if we were on morphine or heroin, it really wouldn't matter if we were getting a little bit of vitamin C in the diet. If we're having those huge offenders in the diet, that's going to be the first thing we want to address. But there's a second step to that, which is also adding good nutrition to the diet. And this is really important because a lot of times when we think of autism diets, we often just focus on that first part. But we really want to get the good nutrition, as I mentioned earlier, that's going to support the gut, the good probiotics, the good nutrients that we really want to get in. So remember the kind of the two-part process to dietary intervention. So this is a chart that I'm going to go through some of the steps. It's a chart in my book that I go through step by step each one to give you things that you can do little by little and make changes as you go. But we're going to actually talk about several of these steps today. So let's start with getting rid of the unhealthy ingredients. So for those of you that haven't implemented diet yet, this is a great place to start. Artificial colors, flavors, preservatives can create a lot of hyperactivity, inattentiveness. There was actually a study done, and it was recognized by the Pediatric Association and the doctors saying, wow, these artificial colors and flavors really do create hyperactivity. We didn't really believe it before, but we're seeing it now, and this is really a powerful area. So the nice thing about this is, of course, as a nutritionist, I'm going to advocate getting good nutrition and not getting a lot of junk food. But the nice thing about this is that even before you get there, you can switch one potato chip for another that doesn't have these ingredients, one candy for another. So it's very easy to not even have to change the diet yet to get this junk out. And you might find that dad's migraines go away, mom's ADHD improves, so you might see dramatic improvements for everybody in the family. MSG is monosodium glutamate. Glutamate stimulates the glutamate receptor, which is an excitatory neurotransmitter that often might make us hyper. And it also inhibits our natural calming GABA mechanism. And so with MSG, you often get a lot of hyperactivity and inability to calm oneself. So this is another easy area. They use MSG because it's cheap. It makes things taste meaty without actually having to add high quality, expensive meat. So broths, stocks, gravies, vegetarian meat flavored items, anything that's going to want to give that meat flavor or even that cheese flavor, you're going to want to be careful of. And you can look for MSG or monosodium glutamate. Many of you might be familiar that that's something you want to avoid, but also look at hydrolyzed vegetable protein, hydrolyzed soy protein, autolyzed yeast extract. Those ingredients are also a percentage MSG and can be equally as problematic. Pesticides, we want to avoid the artificial sweeteners. There is even a new study just recently on Splenda. People always ask me about Splenda, showing that it decreases the good bacteria in the gut. And so this is an area we do not want to affect. We want to keep that good bacteria. So avoid all of the artificial stuff. The trans fats, partially hydrogenated oils, things that are going to be in commercial margarines and peanut butters, things like that. Get that out of the diet because it's going to imbalance those good fats, the omega-3s and other fats that are so important for the functioning of the body. Getting rid of excessive and refined sugars and the nitrates and nitrites and other additives in foods and processed foods. And a healthy diet. So this is going to be a whole diet, unprocessed, organic, something that's going to be rich again in these fermented foods, grass-fed, good quality meat. So we're going to really focus on talking about that throughout this talk. Good fats, and then a diet that's free of food intolerances is going to be a healthy diet. And quality is really the key here. So I'm going to stress it.